I'm I'm absolutely dead, man. This show for 8 damn episodes has just thrown me for a loop. I never quite know what to expect. I have my expectations of what I'd like to see. I've mentioned the race car, NASCAR, I don't care, throw these mates in a racing setting and it's going to be amazing. But the casual baseball, as soon as you see them geared up and they have baseballs and baseball bats, you know damn well, ball's gonna go right to the face. I was expecting a tooth to fly out, I was expecting concussions, I was expecting characters to get hit in the damn head. But the casual murder, man, there was 2 casual murders, and because of the almost like morale boost that the precious Nagomi wanting to not go with violence, that to end playing normal baseball, otherwise the conflict will continue, you see multiple points where those 2 mofos are standing there where they just start acting like, oh no, they're not dead, trust me, shh, they're fine, because as long as the team says they're not dead, they can continue as if nothing's happened, as Nagomi earlier did, being like, yep, no, I'm fine, I'm not hurt at all, even if I got cracked upside the head with a damn baseball bat. And the fact that you just, when they have their sing-along at the end, where they're all lined up, you literally see the 2 mofos standing there, like they're pale, they're going white in the face because they're decaying, and they're singing like almost, I don't know, it just reminds me of some Grinch Who Stole Christmas shit. I think I've said it before about the show. I've said it about a couple of shows this season. Just, there's something about the almost innocent nature of the most brutal mafia story ever disguised as maids. I love it, man. And then they casually end the episode with Ranko meeting up with her old companion there, who more or less is saying, Ranko, you've outgrown this. You can't do the whole moe shit anymore. Like, you have to be violent. Like, that's where we go. And it's going to be interesting to see because there's going to be that conundrum. Ranko will be offered an ultimatum. Go back with her old companion, be brutal, be a killer, or stick with Nagomi and her innocent maid ways. And obviously I think we know where Ranko's going to side with, but I wouldn't be surprised if she also got killed in the process, but maybe not, I don't know. But either way, this was probably the most memorable episode, not to say like the best overall episode, but when I think of shows like Samurai Champloo, I think of the baseball episode. It's not the best episode as a whole in that show, but it's the most memorable episode, and there's something about seeing a gang, 2 rival gangs about to settle their beef with baseball. Like, if you throw the goddamn Yakuza into a show and say they're gonna settle it with baseball, you're gonna get some wild ass shit. It's gonna be funny, but they're gonna crack some ribs. And I like that this show is so unapologetically ridiculous. Like, it knows it is wild, and PA Works is giving it their all. They're saying, we are going to make the wildest mafia story imaginable, but there's a general progression of, you know, a girl who thought maids were colorful, bubbly, served their customers with a smile, and never stabbed literally anyone in the back, and everyone else who's basically like, this is gang warfare, bitch, you're gonna deal with it. And to see the transition of this group going from a dysfunctional mess to a very close-knit family that are trying to change the status quo as everyone else is trying to stab people in the back. We literally saw at the end of this episode 2 rival gangs come together and played a legit game of baseball by the end of it, even though 2 people did end up dead and quite a few people got kicks to the face, bats to the head, and all sorts of other brutal shit. At the end of the day, if you compare the beginning of this show to where we are now by episode 8, 2/3 of the way through its first season of hopefully only its first season, that's actually progression. It's not often you can say a game with mafia members ended with only 2 deaths and they are pretending that there was no deaths at all and we can just carry on as we see fit. It's pretty great, man. Like, this show legit has a progression that makes sense in a weird way. Like, I'm not saying if we take a step back and we pretend this is our own reality, no, but I'm saying in the context of this world, essentially maids function as any gang does in our world. The difference is that just like they're so powerful that obviously similar to real gangs in life, right? You know, they can pay off the police and stuff and can continue on. The thing where it kind of has fun is that they stylize it as maids and people take it like legit serious in this world. It's just in our world, I think no one would take it serious, and then we'd be the characters considered not dead because we'd laugh at them and they'd stab us in the throat. And I love the fact that this episode was legit a good animated baseball episode. There was some key shonen sports scenes where it'd be detailed and, you know, it's just, they had some fun with it. I like the scene, it's the image I used on my thumbnail where like she like tries to go super extreme and her baseball bat just breaks. It's just, there's a lot of ridiculous shit happening, and I love the fact that there's just so many things in the background where, like, building up to it, you see a mascot. It's not the panda, it's like their mascot, and it's just chilling there. I was like, oh, that's gonna be the key player. Like, they're about to be down bad, the score is going horrible, and they're gonna bring this one in for the pitch. And instead, they used it as a casual, I'm gonna stab you to death, and then she gets stabbed to death, and I'm like, what am I watching, bro? This show is just so good, and I truly think is the most underappreciated show of the season. Like, the show kicked off extreme, like everyone talked about its first episode, because what the hell are we watching? But in similar anime fashion, when you have a big show starting up, it gets less of a discussion. But I still think, in terms of the most underappreciated or underwatched show, to me, this is the one. It's just so good, it's so wild, and it's so unapologetically anime. It knows what it is. And PA Works is just having fun anymore. From your boy Kunming to this, it's just, they want to be silly, they want to be wacky, and the way they've evolved from looking at PA Works as a slice-of-life workplace series studio, they're still that, but now they're going to that extra area where, like, what if we went murderous maids? What if we went isekai DJ? Like, they're just being a silly, and I love it, man. The sillier you are, the more I'm gonna probably check out your shows. And that's why when I saw the title, Akiba Maid War, I was like, who the hell isn't gonna at least check this one out? And honestly, I tend to like this one the more I watch it. A legitimately good production. It's solid, it's the voice actors. I mean, this is one of those shows I need to see behind the scenes footage of. You usually don't get to see it, unfortunately, unless it's a bigger show. But this is one of those shows that I have to imagine the voice actors are laughing. They're having fun, because how often can you get hired for an anime production where you're voicing killer maids who are doing moe heart emojis and all this other fun shit as they're also screaming their lungs out about wanting to beat you bloody and broken? And I don't know, man, the story's legit interesting right now. There's a progression. It's not the craziest story ever, but it's a story that makes sense for the context of the characters. The fact that they're just so bitchy and cute and just so violent, and just, I don't know where it goes from here. Immediately when the first frame you see baseball in this episode, I knew it was going to be a damn good episode. And I still am crossing my fingers for a racing episode. I don't care if it's horse racing, I don't care if it's street racing, just give me something, because it would be amazing. And the baseball episode flexes that, because they took something that I don't give a shit about, but similar to Samurai Champloo from back in the day, one of my favorite baseball episodes ever. It's just so good, it's so funny, and the smile on my face says it all, man. This shit just makes me happy, and it is violent, and if anyone walks in on you watching it, they're gonna be like, what the hell is that? But I want to watch more. You know what I mean? It's just so silly, and I love it. But I'll pass the torch over to you. What did you think of the episode? What do you want to hope? Maybe think of some fantasies of putting these mates into different situations. Do let me know down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you're new around here. You can also consider supporting the Patreon. I got a bunch of live reaction series going on. You can get video shoutouts. I got early access on videos like Q&A, so consider that if you so wish. So until next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.